Hey, gang. As usual, technical difficulties. We're trying to connect to Instagram. I did a test earlier and I did not change the stream key before going live on video, and it bit me in the rear. And we're not able to connect to Instagram today. So, is what it is. Hang on, chatter, folks. I'm coming there with the studio version, and we'll be joining that way. I can always edit things after. Need a camera, share screen. Is that on chatter? All right. It's Thursday, 11:04 on 99.1 WDJY and America One Radio and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. Psycho and the Psychic today. As a usual Thursday, we're trying to come back with it, and Marz is on her way. And she's dealing with some cold weather up in New York, and that just has the worst effect on everybody, her included. But yeah, we'll give her a few minutes, and she'll be joining soon. Yesterday, a lot of you have been asking me about my thoughts on yesterday, and we'll talk about this until Marz gets here. Yesterday morning, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, the health insurance wing of United Health Group, was assassinated on the streets of New York City in Midtown Manhattan on one of the 50s. It's right outside the Ziegfeld Theater. I know that place. I just texted a friend of mine who was one of my first clients as a bodyguard. I would pick him up in that general area. I won't say where or who he worked for or anything like that. But his company had a New York office in that general area. And, oh, that's the old one. I thought I saw a text from Marz. I would pick him up in that general area, and we knew that particular street very well also because of occasional traffic that we were on. And that's all I'm going to say. But I texted him and I said, hey, remember that address? Did you see what happened yesterday? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, he clearly remembered it. My eye looks red in the camera. Oh, yeah, it definitely is red. He definitely remembered it. Said I had a good memory. I was talking in a group from Jonathan's room last night in chatter. And same thing there. Oh, I think I don't think I was on the air in chatter, but we're there now. So I was in a room last night with Jonathan from chatter, in a chatter room. And yeah, I knew the theater. I said, if that's the street I think it is, and I can see by the one, I recognized the part on the north side. Marz will be with us in a few minutes. I recognized the area right away when I saw an overhead photo of it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's my old professional stomping ground. I just realized I forgot to pay a bill yesterday. I'm gonna have to do this while we're doing the show because I told this guy I would pay him yesterday for something, and I forgot all about it. But yeah, I saw the aerial photo of the map, and I saw the aerial photo of the map, and I recognized the area right away. I knew exactly. Oh, that got a little red, didn't it? I knew right away where it was. And as you all know by now, it's on 6th Avenue, which is also known as Avenue of the Americas, on in New York City, in Manhattan. I just need to figure out. Add recipient. Tom, the surveyor. And I recognized it right away. And I knew the area. I knew the area where he ran to get his bike. All of that. I knew. And then when I saw the rest of the video and it happened, I'm like, yep, I know exactly where he went. I know exactly how he got there. I knew that whole area. And so, yeah, I mean, it was, it was, Tom Surveyor. There we go. I gotta send this guy a from there. Test. I know the whole end. I'm thinking, the guy's got a Glock. He's got something, sexy, one of the usual gang guns. And to see that he's got this something, it's a gun that suppresses the gas caused by the firing of the weapon. And on top of that, it comes with what's called a suppressor, which is what you would more commonly know as a silencer on the front. And because of that style of weapon, it's not semi-automatic. On top of that, it's actually rather basic in that it looks like a grip and a barrel, and that's it. So much so, it's actually bolt action, which means it's essentially single shot. You shoot around, you rack back the bolt and let it go. It ejects the first round and puts the next one in the chamber, and you do that every time you shoot. So the whole bang, 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 bang ain't happening with that. It's not possible. Test sent. It's and it what appears as though, and apparently because there were 2 full rounds found on the sidewalk is that he did make the mistake of, or I don't know that it's a mistake. I mean, watching the video, dude knew his stuff. And I compared it to the Trump attempt over the summer when one of the shift agents, after Trump was shot at, pulled her weapon. And without being too critical of a place where I was not, that's not usual. That's not normal. In that the more than likely response would be for her to grab Trump, as the others did. And this guy, in the heat of the moment, in the process of taking someone's life, cleared 2 jams and continued shooting. That's a professional. I don't mean to compliment him. He's a murderer. But that's a professional. And then he just pocketed the gun, walked across the street, and ran off like he was trying to catch a plane or bus. And what I mean by that is that there was a sense of urgency, but not a sense of emergency. The man stayed calm. The man stayed calm for the entire portion. Okay, this is paid. He stayed very calm for the entire time that he was taking this guy's life. And as much as I don't want to admit or compliment the guy, very professional. And Marz will be joining in just a few minutes, a few seconds actually. And now, of course, all kinds of theories are coming out. In that, hey, Ollie. In that, hello to Ollie on Chatter, everybody joining via Discord, and all of the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. Yeah, it's Ollie, hang out for a little bit. Marz is on her way. She may not be joining via Discord or a Chatter, rather, but she will be joining here in the studio. So, yeah, what, and the other people that were around, the parked car, the parked Suburban, in front of whom the assassin crossed the street. There's a driver in that. And had he maybe looked to his passenger side, he would have seen the whole thing, part of which was right smack in his rearview mirror. To the assassin's right, up against the building. What looked like what I believe to be an employee entrance. There was a woman trying to get into the building. She was beyond horrified. You could see that. The force of the action threw her up against the building. What I mean by that is her effort to get away just backed her up into the wall of the building, and she ran around behind the assassin. As the assassin continued moving forward, it would have been westbound. Like I said, I know that area. And that's when the assassin cleared 2 jams and put more rounds into the target, the CEO. And it's just, it sucks, but it's also, fascinating that going back to comparing the former colleague of mine, the former coworker of mine, with this guy. 2 trained professionals, and she stumbles in that she draws her weapon and probably should not have, and that she had a rough time getting it holstered again. This guy went through one of the things you never want to have to go through in the course of using a firearm, and that was clearing a jam. And not only did he clear a jam, he cleared 2 and went right back to shooting. That was not his first time. Under no circumstances was that his first time. If you'd like to talk about that or ask me any questions about it, feel free to call it 1-888-88-YERGS. If you are on Chatter, raise your hand and I'll invite you to the stage if I haven't already. Same thing with where am I at? Discord. And we'll take those questions regarding the assassination later in the show, because Marz is here now and we don't talk about politics, or I think it will add assassination to that. Probably not exactly. I know it's not her area of expertise, and I don't think it's her area of interest either. Good morning.
Hey. How are you?
We're doing well. I'm not going to ask because I know the answer for you. A bit rough with the New York weather that you're dealing with now, but spring will be here before you know it.
Let's hope it's an early spring.
Yeah.
If not, we kill Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, I'm kind of over that little rodent.
It's not his fault, really.
Yeah, exactly. And
how's it going?
Not only is it not his fault, he's also got nothing to do with it.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But so we have some folks on Discord, on Chatter.
Oh, Chatter. Yeah.
I added you as a co-host on there.
Oh, did you?
Do that or whatever, but it's an option when I set the room up. So I figured you can accept it, you can ignore it, whatever. But
next time I'll log in there.
Yeah. We'll try it. And the link that I sent you is now the only link that I'm using at all for every single show all week.
Okay.
Everybody has that same link. So you can bookmark that. Aisha wants to know if she can ask a question. Of course you may. I won't say shoot, because it's probably a poor choice of words considering recent topics, but go ahead, Aisha, with your question. Put it right there in the chat and we'll get to it. If it's regarding the assassination, we'll get to it after Marz and I are finished chatting today.
Yeah.
because it's not her thing.
It's not my thing. So,
And it's really not mine anymore either. But
well,
considering
they're
my,
going to catch him. It's going to take a bit, but they're going to catch him.
so did you see the Starbucks photo?
No.
There's a photo of him getting out of the subway
Mm.
about 5 or 6 blocks north.
Why are people stupid? I mean, this is the world we live in. There are cameras everywhere now.
Yeah. Well, so that's one of the things we were also talking about was in the chatter room last night was this guy lives in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
They could have got him at a poorly covered grocery store because he has apparently very little security. His insurance company has a market cap, basically a overall value of $500 billion.
They wanted it to make an impact. That's why New York City, the finance capital of the world, right?
Exactly. Yep. That
Yeah.
was a message as much
Of course
as
it was.
as an assassination.
All right,
And
moving on.
yeah, exactly. That's the point I wanted to make. When you said stupid, there's also a photo of him in the Starbucks where they get from the nose up, just the eyes. So we'll see if that plays out with anything. But so ask another in code. How did you make out with our mutual project over the weekend?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Close to your
goal. Close. Yeah.
Good. And people are at least happy enough.
I hope so. I've got to take a break though. Guess what today is?
Your birthday, I think, is coming up, right?
It's today.
It is today. Okay.
It is today. Yeah.
Good. Anything you want to say about it?
About what?
Or maybe we should talk later.
You mean about the sale? Why don't we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Luna, my now 13-year-old, because her birthday was 2 days ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, look here. I'll even show you. This is all crystals.
Is that the to be shipped shelves?
No. To be shipped is right in front of me. I'm packaging things. Yeah. But this is part of her merchandise. We actually have an order that is pending with our distributor right now to bring in more bracelets and some other pieces because, well, let's go back to Chatter. Chatter is my new favorite place. I loved Clubhouse, but I love Chatter even more. And I am now getting to know the owner and creator of Chatter, Nelson. He's a wonderful young man. I keep calling him a kid, and everybody's like, he's not a kid. He's a man. Well, he's old enough. I'm old enough to be his mom. Yeah. So he did us a solid, and I asked him if he would help me get on the spotlight. That was it. Can you help me get on the spotlight to promote a sale we wanted to do? And he said, I will host you on Friday. And I said, what? I was not expecting that. And it was a really nice turnout. And he is such a great young man. I mean, oh, thank you. Yeah, I was feeling weird about you looking away. So he actually messaged us 2 days ago. He says he wanted Luna to know that she's going to be an incredible entrepreneur and artist and to tell her happy birthday. And then this morning we were discussing his order because he did place an order with me. And when I said, hey, it's going to take me some time. I'm getting ready to go out for my birthday breakfast with my daughters. He says, it's your birthday? And I said, yeah. So he wished me a happy birthday. And he's like, we should do a room. But I don't know if I could do a room. I would really love to. But my kid is here from out of town. And I don't get to see her often now that she's moved out of state. So I'm going to enjoy in the DMV area. Yeah. And so she's here with one of her partners, and they're taking me out this morning for a little bit, and then we're all going to dinner with some of my other children. Hopefully all of my other children. Yeah. So it's kind of bittersweet because she's leaving soon, Yeah. But I'm going to enjoy her while she's here. So we did a sale. We sold crystals, and I did readings on the spot. And the turnout was nice. We're doing a a raffle too. So anybody who ordered from us and paid over $75 has got a free raffle ticket, or you can join in the raffle for a $5, and I'm going to show you what we got, because Luna's been picking little crystals all week and putting them in this little bag. So they'll be that's the first one, because it's probably going to be the most expensive. And then we've got, this is the second prize. This is Moonstone. This thing is worth almost $150. And then we've got this tower here, which is worth about 45. So that's prize 3. And so we're holding off on sending overseas, so that if someone overseas wins it, then we can add it to that, so that we can save on shipping, because shipping overseas is crazy. And Canada now has this, I guess what do they call that? They're boycotting or something. They're on the workers. I don't know what you call that in English.
Oh, strike.
That's the thing. They're on strike. Yeah. So that's what
Postal workers are.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. It's something I read, that they're on strike or something, but either way, we'll get them their stuff eventually. So it was really nice. It was really nice. And I got a few bookings after that. My readings are spot on. You know this. I don't have to tell you this.
Yeah,
you were there for a little bit. What did you think?
I told everybody that too. Yeah,
you did. Thank you.
Glad to see. I'm going to place an order too. I didn't want to hog up any opportunity. I wanted everybody else to do it first, and they were doing that. It's not like I had to place an order to say, "See, you're not going to get hurt. You can buy these crystals." Everybody was already doing that, so I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to let well enough alone. I'm going to place an order later. Yep. When do I got to have something with you so I have it in time for Christmas?
You over the weekend? I mean, you're not that far. It'll take it 5 days to get to you. So,
yep.
Or unless you want me to ship it someplace else. Good morning.
It would be probably just for me anyway. Maybe something for Zach and his girlfriend Kaylee.
Oh yeah, we've got bracelets, we've got pendants.
But
we actually just placed an order with our distributor. Like I said, it's a pending. Usually takes about 6 days to get here, so hopefully that'll get here within the next week, and then we'll have even more bracelets to sell, because everyone loved the bracelets. It's just that those bracelets we sold were an $11 sale for Black Friday. Now they're going up, so you guys should have called us last week.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, now they'll be regular price. But
like I said about your readings, I will presume as much about your bracelets, and that's worth every penny. So, yeah, I'm happy with that.
You got Luna's name behind it, so.
Welcome to Dylan on Chatter. I sent you an invite for the stage if you would like it. We are on a
Dylan's my good friend.
So you're here with Marz, and joining via. Is that? Oh, was he a guest with us before?
No.
This is Blind Sight Connections.
Yes. We haven't had him on the show yet.
Oh, okay.
We should.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him. I invited him to the stage.
He's a great guy, great friend.
Maybe if it's the guy I'm thinking of, he may have been in John's group or room back on Chatter.
Not sure. We've had so many, but yeah. So that's that, and so it's my birthday. So my kids are taking me out.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. Thank you.
So there is something on its way from me for today. You will see it in due time.
Okay. Is it Japanese shades?
No. And you already have a backdrop, so
I do, but we put it away. It's away because it was in the way, and I can't have it. Yeah, I mean, I live in a small place, so.
Yeah. So I enlisted your daughters for help with that.
Did you? Okay.
And actually they kind of came to me. So
okay.
And I them accordingly with it.
Okay. We'll see. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So where's dinner and where's breakfast?
I don't know. I just want to get coffee, maybe a sandwich. I don't know. But my daughter's here, and just for privacy and respect for privacy, I'm going to turn the camera so it doesn't show her. And my daughter-in-law is here, so
Nice.
yeah. So
Very
we got my girls here today, and
Is this the first time you met this one, or was there like something over the summer?
no, 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 no. She came to visit. She came to visit. When did you come to visit, sweetheart?
Sunday.
No, no, the prior visit. You came when you came by yourself.
Oh, right.
Was that September? She came before. They came together. They visited together during the summer. I think it was in July.
Mhm.
And then she came again, I think in August or September, to visit with us. And so she's been here quite a few times. She's already family. And she's my girl. And then my kiddo is
I've
sitting
been-
next to me.
When I log into my own rooms,
Yeah.
why does it automatically mute me?
Have you been muted this whole time?
Not on Chatter, but on Discord. And
I
it's
don't
probably
know.
why right now the only one there who's seeing, and I can't hear squat.
It's a little embarrassing, Ross.
It is. It's pathetic too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
useless.
Well.
But yeah.
So.
Well, if you want to watch me screw stuff up, you can go to the Yerger Group server on Discord and then click on the up the middle voice channel. It's where we're using it today for today too. And you can watch me suck.
You're too much.
Uh,
Well, so that's that. I'm gonna spend the day with my kiddos. We're gonna go see the tree also, so I'll have pictures for next week.
Did that I saw that they're adding security around that because of yesterday. Did that lighting go off okay?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm going today.
But I guess it was yesterday, right?
I'm not sure. I live under a rock, right? There's a reason my kids call me Patrick Star. Yeah. Some of you. I never know what's going on, but I ultimately find out through other, sources like you or them.
Right.
Usually it's the 13-year-old, hey, Mom, did you hear this? And then I'm like, I'm hearing it now. Or sometimes I'll say, guys, did you know this? And they're like, yeah, Mom, we've known this for a while. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
There.
So hoping to get Dylan as a guest on the show, and hoping to get quite a few people, maybe even Nelson, to hop up and have a conversation with us so he can tell the world about Chatter, because it is my favorite place to be online. Never was partial to Twitter Spaces. Didn't like it at all.
And I was using it just because it got me into Twitter without having to send a link somewhere else, because we all know how Twitter loves that, and they all love that.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And then you could only do it. Well, actually, I was using video feature on the one account that I had that stupid blue check mark for.
You paid for that check mark?
I did. I admit it. I did.
So
for that
disappointed.
And then I used another account that I have to use the Twitter Spaces until you had to be verified or whatever to use that feature also.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying for another account. And then my check mark came due. And I'm like, you know what? This is when, within recent months, that he became super psycho, even more so than what he normally is.
I was going to say, is there such a thing? Is that even possible?
Peace out. I don't need it.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's possible, but so are you taking selfies?
Apparently, Ali on Chatter is telling me I had been muted earlier. I wish I knew. had been muted earlier in the show there too. So
Yeah, it's just Chatter also logs you in on mute.
Why?
I don't know. Talk to Nelson. Maybe you're doing something when you log in. You don't want everyone to hear you. Maybe you're still preparing. I think it makes sense.
All right. Well,
I think Clubhouse is the only one that doesn't.
I'll learn it.
Eventually.
And you know what? I have a lapel mic hooked to this one, and the wire to it runs all the way down the boom arm, and I can plug my phone into that and use an application on the phone also.
Mm.
But when you do that, like if I were to use Clubhouse, I did send the remaining amount.
What?
Just something before the show. I had to pay somebody
to be your friend.
in.
That just went over your head. Wow, not even a chuckle.
Yeah, no. To be my friend. Actually,
It's not funny anymore, Ross.
well, no. I thought I did send this. No, I had my property surveyed.
Oh, gotcha.
I guess.
And I had to pay for it. And I thought I sent the guy a test because it's the first time I'm sending him any money. And so I sent the guy a test, and he said, "Okay, I got it." I'm like, "Okay, great." And I had it all programmed here to send the remaining amount, and I thought I did, and apparently I did not.
All right. So I'm gonna head out. Enjoy my birthday. Yeah.
Please do.
And I will speak with you soon. I think I've got a couple of bookings this weekend, but I'll make time for us just to catch up, if anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Happy birthday, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you.
All right. Love you. Hello to everybody.
I'll tell them. All right. Bye.
Marz, everybody. Happy birthday to Marz. And we'll see her next week. I'll see her sooner than that. But I got to take a break, and I got to finish sending this guy money. And so I can get the report that he did, because he's not going to be in tomorrow. 99.1 WDJY and America One Radio and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. You're listening to or watching Psycho and the Psychic on Up the Middle. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back after this. I've finally begun to reach out to my own listeners with Constant Contact. Use both my link and promo code CyberWeek24 and get 40% off your first 3 months. 40%. But more importantly, you'll have all the same benefits and tools that I do. All the same templates and all of the same success. So get my Constant Contact link, where you get all of my links, by going to yergs.com. You still have time to reach out to your contacts in time for the holidays. Go to yergs.com, click on my Constant Contact link, and use promo code CyberWeek24 for 40% off. Remember, you need both my link and the promo code CyberWeek24. Yergs and Constant Contact. We deliver success. This is listed in my completed twice. It better not be. The history only shows it once. I better not have sent this guy $800 twice. Yes, it's only. All right. There's that. So yeah, Constant Contact. I've got to change that ad. I think the 40% expires this week. So get it, because even if promo code CyberWeek 24 does not work any further, you still get 30% off. I can still offer you 30% off, and mass emailing now has clearly become a huge sorry for delay. I didn't see confirmation screen. So yeah, it's, and I love what Constant Contact has done with their operating system, with their whole network compared to what they used to be. So anyway, that's that. You know, they're, and now they're into social media and texting, you know, SMS to phone. We're getting that set up. That's going to be key for me, because what I'm going to be able to do is text you when I go live every day to remind you, hey, you know, drop what you're doing and turn me on. But then when something like yesterday happens, you know, that's something for like that, and I stay quiet, you know, that's, you know, I was a Secret Service agent. People want to know what I have to say about that. Aisha, you asked earlier in the show if you could ask a question. Please do. You can send it in the chat, or you can give us a call at 1-888-88-YERGS or 844-GAY-LGBT. Either of those numbers is working. Give us a call, and we'll put that going across the bottom. There it is. Again, for the radio, 1-888-88-YERGS. 888-88-YERGZ. That way, you put it on hands-free, continue driving if you're driving, do whatever else. But yesterday was without question a professional job. And before Marz joined us, I talked about how I knew that area. I was familiar with the area because of my being a bodyguard. There was a protectee that I would pick up at his building in that general area. I knew the Ziegfeld Theater. That was kind of a checkpoint of sorts. You know, I knew I was getting close to our meeting spot. And to just see everything, he knew that guy was going to be coming. He was standing there waiting. It's not like he had to run and, you know, stalk the guy and catch up. He was waiting for him. And he was standing there. The call that I was on last night, I was in a room on Chatter that was owned by Jonathan, one of the bosses from Chatter. I think he's a chief operating officer of the company that made Chatter. He said that he, or somebody in the room said about the masks that people can wear now that look like a face, but disguise yours. Think about Mission Impossible, the series of movies starring Tom Cruise and Vin Rames and others. And those rubber masks that made after another character, obviously trick photography and playing a double role and whatever else. But that concept, not as high quality, it doesn't really need to be. What they do have is enough of a diversion. If you don't stare that person down, you're not going to see that it's a rubber mask. It's that good. And these are like a Batman cowl in that it covers your shoulders and goes down your chest and down your back, so that when you put a shirt on, they're not going to see an end to the mask because it's down below clothing. And in this type of weather, they're certainly not going to see it because the clothing is going to be too thick for you to see the rubber end of where the mask is. And so a bunch of people were I'm getting a message from somebody that's kind of important. A bunch of people were suggesting that maybe this guy was wearing something like that, even though he had a mask over his lower face. Like it looked kind of like a combination of a scarf meets a COVID mask. It looked like a thick cotton or wool COVID mask. And, putting a scarf across your face in incredibly cold weather is how you can warm air to keep your lungs warm and keep yourself warm, or at least prevent from getting too cold. The best photo that exists at this time, I don't think there's anything updates. I was on earlier and I didn't see anything particular. Let me pull up. Just the usual who is Brian Thompson, that stuff that was out yesterday. Despite previous threats, slain healthcare CEO Brian Thompson didn't travel with security. Yeah, we saw that. I mean, United Healthcare is worth more than $500 billion. Trillion with a T, with a TR. Bodyguards make on average $150,000 a year. Like a professional, skilled protection team is about 120 to 150,000 each a year. 10 guys spread out over 3 shifts is, maybe $2 million. That's lunch money to a company that has a market cap of $500 billion. I mean, come on. What are you doing? And yeah, I mean, you got to see this. This is I'm going to pause it right there, and then I'm going to share this screen. I found the entire thing, by the way. I'm not going to play that. I mean, come on. No, I'm not doing that. You can find it yourself. I found the entire thing. And he was shot in the leg and the chest. Judging by how he fell, I'm going to guess that he was shot in the leg first. And I say that because the way he stumbles. Oftentimes when you're shot in the body, you don't know it. And with a small caliber weapon like that, you might not know it. And yeah. So anyway, here is, we got a couple minutes left before we go, and I'll do the play by play for those on the radio and those with audio only. But you should be seeing this on everything. Let me make sure. Yeah. All right. So it's muted so that you know. Okay. So there he is walking west on that street, and he comes right from behind. Look at the taillights on both of these Chevy Suburbans sitting parked on the curb. They're on. There's somebody in those cars. Look at the lady in black to the right. You know, she's got her back to him as well. But that's the CEO in blue. And for those of you on the radio, he's just walking down the street, westbound on this particular numbered street in New York. And the guy just comes out from behind the second Suburban, aims, and boom. He got away on a bike. That was, I believe, it was one of the city bikes. Meaning it's one of those that's on a bike rack that locks and you log into it and rent it. I think it was stashed. In the other portion of the video, the full video that I saw, it shows him clearing the jams, his weapon jammed, which is something that we practice at the range for the day that it happens that you have to do that. But right there is one of the two photos that I saw of him. Look at above his eyes, the bridge in his lower forehead. That does not look real. There's another one. The other photo, I don't know if they're going to have it on this. This is MSNBC. But there's another one where he's looking more to the side. And they didn't show it. But there was another one where he was looking more to the side. And it's just... It was a scary look. And not what you would expect to see. When somebody, shout out to Ken Williams, one of our super fans. I don't know if he's joining today, but he's the one who texted me offline and told me that it happened. And he said assassination. He said this guy was assassinated. And okay, slow down. Assassinated, with one actual attempt and another setup for that to happen with Trump during the past year. I know that word might be floating around a little heavy. This guy was assassinated. That was a professional hit, no doubt. They've got video of him, and the description matches. They might as well say it's him. They've got video of him coming out of the subway a couple blocks north of the area, which to me, when you know how many subway stops there are, he lives in the north, to the north, or came from somewhere to the north. Because you're not going to pass your stop. You're not going to pass your target destination to get off at a later stop when it's probably equidistant to the one before. You're going to get out, you're going to start walking, and you're going to get there. He had enough time to stop at a Starbucks. That Starbucks photo was taken before. He was seen taking a phone call right before, which means he had a spotter. If that's the phone call he was taking, like, yeah, that's the guy right in front of you, blue coat, hurry, get him, kind of thing. all the signs, all the qualifications, all the characteristics of a professional hit. And I think the words the NYPD was using since yesterday was targeted. O.J. Simpson targeted Nicole. This was a professional job. This was an assassination. Ken used the right words. And the room we were on last night, they asked, 99.1 WDJY, join us on Yerg's Radio, YERGZ, radio.com for the rest of today. You can find out other destinations at mastiff.media. Same for those of you on America One Radio. You're both about to be cut off within the next less than a minute if you haven't been already. So join us for the rest of today's show. It won't be much longer, but at least we'll still talk about the rest of what we learned so far. And any of you jump in with any questions, jump up to the stage on Chatter, or jump in on Discord. And then we'll see you with another 2-hour show. Pizza day tomorrow on Up the Middle with the guys. I lost a bet. So back to this. I compared. There was the ding. We lost 99.1 when they sign off. I compared the professionalism of this guy to the professionalism of a colleague who I want to say, without being too critical of a place I wasn't, I want to say made a mistake, a tactical error during her protection of Donald Trump. When the shots rang out, she drew her weapon, having no idea what she was firing back at or where that was. At least not yet. One of the reasons why you have your back to a protectee is because you know where they're at. You don't need to see them. You need to see everybody else, because that's where the threat is coming from. Everybody else. And you know where that protectee is, so you just have to turn into whatever direction that is and go to the protectee, cover the protectee, evacuate the protectee. In addition to some other things I would have done differently on that day, I would not have pulled my weapon unless I knew that shot came from right in front of me and I had a shot at neutralizing that threat. One of the things we say is maximum to the protectee, minimum to the problem. Protectee, problem. We're using, 2 P's. And the problem is the off in the distance assassin that you're not going to hit. That's why we have snipers. And that's who took that person out. Here, this guy was very calm. In the longer video that is out there, I think your best place at finding it is probably somewhere on Twitter. In that longer video, you can see his gun jams. You can see him clear the jam twice. And you can see him go back to shooting. Yeah. We practiced that. Our instructors take our gun from us and they physically create a jam. There's a live round in that gun that's not going to shoot because it's jammed. That's why they call it a jam. It didn't go into the chamber properly. And you have to, on the whistle, on go, on shoot, on whatever the command is by the range officer, you have to clear the weapon, rack another another round into the chamber, and get off additional shots. They used to tell us to fire, to tap, rack, and clear. And they used to tell us to fire 2 additional rounds, meaning, okay, the gun's ready again, do a double tap, put 2 rounds down range. In recent years, the Secret Service anyway, and I know some agencies do the same thing, they have you do that, but they have you continue firing until the threat is neutralized. In our case, a paper target that's facing you does what's called blading. I mean, it turns and you only see the edge of that paper. And then you're to presume that the person was downed or is dead or whatever. And you stop shooting until the next part of the course. This guy did that like he was not planning on having to clear 2 jams, let alone 1. Or I guess, the normal way you said it, he was not planning on clearing a jam, let alone 2. And he did it like he was expecting that to happen. He kept walking towards his target, closing the distance, making the incoming shots easier because they're closer. And that's when I think he hit the guy in the chest. But you see him, that they were saying last night about he didn't have experience, or he didn't have a lot of ability because his arms were extended. He was in, an upright position. He looked like he was online at the range. I said, what do you want him to, do you want him to hold the gun with one hand and, an overhand grip instead of, underneath it, with the gun sideways like they do on TV? No, you're not in the hood. That was a professional looking like a professional. And he sees the target's down. He just holsters the weapon, puts it away into his coat somewhere, whatever, however he's holding it and securing it. And he walks in front of one of those 2 parked Suburbans that I mentioned earlier. So he was seen. Whether that driver in the driver's seat of that front Suburban likes it or not, he saw that assassin. And even if only out of the corner of his eye, part of the actual assassination. Oh, I think I got a visitor. So yeah, that was a professional job, 100%, all the way around. I've got a professional visitor now. My son is here after college, so we're going to wrap up for today. Don't forget, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific, it's pizza day. So be on to watch the guys bust my stones for losing the bet on the election. And we'll see you tomorrow. Go to mastiff.media to see where all you can find it. If you want to switch from audio to video or any of the other things you can get. Marcella.com. Go to MARCCELLA, 2 C's, 2 L's, Marcella.com, and definitely schedule a reading with her. She's amazing. Matt, Blake, and Philip will be with us tomorrow for Up the Middle. You can reach all of us and forever who had that question. and never asked it, you can send it to news, N-E-W-Z, at yergz, YERGZ.com. And we will answer you back there. You can get any more information you need at yergz.com and mastiff.media. That's it, gang. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for going up the middle. Thanks for running with the big dogs. And we will see you tomorrow.